Okay, so we're going to do a quick wage calculation based on what your hourly rate is. So let's say that you made $10 an hour, and we want to see what you're going to get weekly and what you're going to get annually using our very basic wage calculator. Let's select all three of these. We're going to hit Control-Shift $sign or Control-Shift-4, and that will put a nice little dollar thing on each one of those. But we're going to do it using a nice button. That way people clearly know exactly how they're going to get this calculation. So rather than automatic, we wanted to click a button. Why? Because why not? So we're going to put a button right here. It's going to be kind of big. And I did zoom in, so that's why the font is so large looking. We're going to right click and go to Properties. And let's just make the caption say Calculate. That's pretty basic. Everybody knows how that works. So we're going to double click on that. And that will take us into the Visual Basic Editor for this button. Now, if you had a lot of buttons and a lot of controls, you might want to give this a friendly name, and that was back where we were in the Properties menu. But we don't want to right now because who cares? So let's Alt F11, and I'm just trying to scooch this here so we can see. The cell that we're concentrating on for our value is in C3. So let's go ahead and put that here. We're just going to put that into a variable for fun. We're going to say my hourly equals range C3. So now my hourly is something we can use for calculations. You could calculate it based off of range C3 anyways, but I just want to keep typing that with all the quotation marks and everything. So the next thing we're going to do is weekly, so that's going to take the hourly times 40. So we're going to say, we could just say range C4 equals my hourly times 40, and that's done. Now we're going to do the range C5. Range of C5 is equal to my hourly, or excuse me, we could just have that equal to range C4 that we just calculated times 52 weeks in a year. So now you have your annual salary right there. And so if we've done all this to the button, so all we have to do now is take it off of design mode when you're in the developer tab, and let's try our new button. I'm going to hit calculate. And so there it is. But rather than having a formula that's vulnerable to somebody accidentally deleting it, and of course you may be saying, well, yes, but you can do cell protection. But rather than doing all that, this is one way that you could do things. So you have the 10, and that's weekly is 400, and then the annual is it's a gross wage of 20,800. Let's change that to, well, what if I make $50 an hour? Calculate. Well, that'd be 2,000 weekly. That would be 104,000 gross wage. So great. Yeah. Now that's assuming you only work 40 hours a week. So yeah, that's how the button works. And really quick, I do want to show you that we could switch this very quickly to a double-click event or any of the other events that we have gone over when we were looking at worksheet events. So I'm going to cut and paste. That's Control-X and Control-V to paste again into the double-click module. And just like that, we now have a double-click event. So instead of single-click does nothing, but if I double-click really quick, let's see here. So single click does not work. Double click, boom, there it is. So that's just one thing that you can do, but just note that you might need to instruct your people, hey, this is a double click type button. So that's the main thing we're going to focus on right now.